to this computer. Recording. All right. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey.
It's the Sisters Collective, none other than. We are so excited to be back and making these short videos. If you missed it, for those that weren't there, at the live book launch event, we did have people put in some questions. And so what we're going to do is we made this announcement at the event itself, but we're going to be taking some time to answer those questions, whether it's individually or in this particular video, it's going to be a collective, all of us answering the question today. So the first question that we are going to be answering as a collective, and Miss Arden Farden here wanted to be a part of the video because she's a goofball. The question is, how has your loss impacted the way you see the world now? So who would like to answer that?
I think I'll start first. I think just experiencing the losses that we have, it makes me appreciate life, appreciate those around me, to not take any day for granted, because you don't know from one day to the next if that person is going to even come home. Because I think at times we take it for granted when someone leaves, like, oh, they're going to come back home. And just through each loss, it's made me appreciate just connections, not just with family, but with people. And then be intentional about letting people know that I care about them, and also trying to make sure if there's ever any confusion that I do my part to clear up the confusion, because I would never want it to be that there's a loss and then there's confusion, or some disagreement, and we didn't clear it up before that person passed away.
Yeah, my response is kind of similar. What we consider memories or moments now will one day be memories. And if you haven't capitalized on the moments, you won't have good memories left. And when a person dies, or when a situation dies, when an outcome is different, all you have left are the memories of it. But the memories are made of all the individual moments that you intentionally allowed to be curated. Right. And so I think what it has not forced me to do, but what it has given me permission to do is be very intentional about every single moment that I have with the people around me, but also about the moments that I get to experience. Things like the trip that I'm on now. It was a big deal to go. It was one thing to be gone for 3 weeks. It's another thing to be gone for 2 months. And I could sense that even when I was leaving, there was a little bit of trepidation that tried to rise, because I was like, what if I don't make it back? My family can't take another loss, right? What would happen if there was something that happened and I'm way over here? What would that do to our family? But then I had to realize that we have curated so many moments that if anything were to happen, we created the moments because we only get one life to live. And I have an obligation to make sure that I'm living my life out to its fullest extent, because I have responsibility to people around me to live full out. And so what it has caused me to do is to intentionally curate moments with the people that are important to me, so that if by chance, not just if by chance, so that I always have really good memories with the people that I care about.
Yeah, I fully agree with both of you, because I remember specifically after Mandy passed, because I'm younger, I'm the youngest of everyone. I definitely had, for a brief moment, I had a very negative mindset, and it was that my time clock is it's winding down, right? Because you lose two siblings that are I haven't reached those ages yet. So I had a very negative mindset initially after Mandy passed, but like you said, you have to be very intentional, and it has made me be very intentional with my friends, with my family. If I have those moments, and I've realized even recently, after we completed the event, we had such an amazing time. It has made me reach out to my friends even a little bit more, because it made me like, I was you go through it with grief, it will hit you. It can hit you at a moment.
Mhm.
And after we went through the process of having that event, and it started to, I relived some moments, and I was started to think back on some things. And the grief was starting to creep back up, and to like, oh, like it
Choked you.
gripped it was choking me for a minute. But it made me be like, I need to, one, vocalize how I'm feeling, and be intentional with the people around me, so they know, like, yeah, I might not be that okay, but it makes there be a moment of being vulnerable with people around me, so that we can connect on a deeper level, so that people can be there for you when you need it. So that's, for me, that's what it has allowed me to do, is be very intentional and vulnerable with people around me, and with the world, like with everyday processes. I'm just going to be intentional with everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Everything I do. Like, life is short. Try that thing. Life is short. Go visit that place. That's why even when you were preparing to go on your trip, I was like, yo, like, it's been 2 years since you went before. And even that was like, this is very special to be able to go again. So yeah, all of it is very intentional.
Yeah. It was something else that that it kind of made me think about, but you kind of summed it up with just being intentional about every moment, and being intentional, personally intentional about making sure that I empty myself out because of years of not having produced, just not, for whatever reason, just making sure that the things that are on my heart to do, that I have the capacity to do, that I spend the rest of my days completing those tasks, but also just emptying myself so that I have the room to do more. So yeah, creating a space, creating the kind of life that I want, creating the kind of life that we've been destined to have, but it does not happen if you're not intentional.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I love it. I love it. So,
All right.
all right, guys, we do have more questions. So we're going to come on here every now and then, and we'll drop a video. It might be all of us together, or again, it might be just one of us kind of answering a question. So if you have any questions that maybe you have received your book and you have some questions that were like, oh, this particular point stood out to me, I want to know more about it, please feel free to message us, drop it in our DM, any of that, email us, text us, all that. A lot of y'all have our numbers. So reach out so we can definitely answer those questions.
But if
So
you haven't
connect with
purchased
us
your
for
copy,
sure on,
if you
connect
haven't
with us
purchased,
on Instagram, on Facebook. Our email address is the Sisters Collective 6@gmail.com. Go to our website if you have not ordered the book, or if you want to order more of those books. But also, if you want to drop the question and tag our Facebook or Instagram page, if you put it in the story and you tag us, if you put it on your page and you tag us, we will come to that page and gather that question and either answer it live or answer it on that page. But if you have questions, especially those that have ordered the book, and there are things that stick out, or if you don't have a question, but you have something that stood out, oh, this strikes me, this was a moment that this was a turning point for me. Share what you read did for you, what it allowed you to take away, and then we'll talk with you about that. We'll kind of talk through that or share with you on your page, wherever you put that question.
now, Liz, you did say you were on a trip, but for those who may be watching that don't know what trip you're talking about, let the people know where you are and what
So
this
right
trip is
now
all
I
about.
am in, thank you. Right now I am in Ghana. I am in Accra. I'll be here for most of June, and then I'll be leaving Accra and going from Lagos, Nigeria to Jos, Nigeria, and I'll be staying there for the better part of July. And I am on a missions trip. This first week has been more so my vacation period, giving myself about a week just to get acclimated to the environment, to get acclimated to the climate, to get acclimated to the time zones. I'm not quite acclimated yet. I still wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning for whatever reason every single day. But I'm on a missions trip. We're going to be, giving to about 600 girls, part of several different campaigns, but one of them is called the Period Campaign, where we are going to be supplying young girls, about 600 of them, with menstrual products, because even though they have them, sometimes financially you might not have access to them, or as much access to them as we would. And I actually shared a video on my page that talks specifically about the impact that this has, because it doesn't just impact them physically. Some of them have to miss school because of it, or the impacts of how some of the men in their lives are interacting with them because of it. So it can have a direct impact on them, socially, emotionally. And we can do something about it. So we're going to be supplying products. We have already picked up the boxes of products that we're going to be giving away to them. But there's also going to be some moments for us to do some ministry there. I'll be doing some street preaching, literally going out into the markets in Accra and just doing street evangelism, just teaching the gospel, not because we think they don't know it, but because everywhere that there are people who do not know Jesus. And as a minister of the gospel, I'm going to be, I have the opportunity, I won't say privilege, but opportunity to be able to witness Jesus to people, the same way that I do back in the States, being able to witness that to people in other places. And then I'll be going to Nigeria, where I'll be doing some ministry to some orphanages, setting up some opportunities to partner my business, Reach Education Consulting. Will be partnering with some orphanages and partnering with some schools to give regular donations to their schools on monthly and quarterly basis, to make sure the schools have, the children have their school books, that they have all the supplies they need, that their teachers are able to be paid their salaries, setting up some nonprofit opportunities and partnering with some schools and orphanages there, and setting up some summer programs that I want to be able to come back on a regular basis to offer some summer programs, and also some summer art camps and summer art conferences. So we're starting the planning for that this year so that we can launch it next year. So I have a couple of things that I'm gonna be doing, and working with some entrepreneurs there as well, helping them get their products into global markets. So right now I am on a mission trip in West Africa, and I'll be back soon.
Yay!
If you are interested in helping, because this is a partnership, please go to my Facebook page and look at the opportunities there, the opportunities to give on Zelle, Cash App. And if those that need to do tax write-offs, there's an opportunity for you to give through PayPal as well. So please don't hesitate to partner with me. I would love to have your partnership. There is still a need. There are still campaigns that are not fully funded. So if you have been given the opportunity to sow and you care to do so, please go to my Facebook page and you'll find campaigns all over the page. Or just hit me up in one of my DMs somewhere and I'll send that information to you. Yeah, that's where I am. That's where I'll be. So you'll still be hearing from me, answer some of these questions. Even while I'm away, I will still be dropping in to help out in that regard.
Love it.
Love it, love it.
Love it. All right, guys, like we said, just get in contact with us. Bye-bye.
Arden wants to say, Arden, you gonna lead them out? Tell the people bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We will see you all in the next video.
All right, thank you for
Bye.
joining.